Many journalists find it difficult to navigate the tricky terrain of gender and development. Aside from having to wade through and break down a slew of acronyms and jargon, they often need to refer in gender stories to controversial issues that need critical understanding to report on intelligently, such as abortion, unsafe sex, and homosexuality. The third edition of the Gender and Development Glossary, published by IPS Asia Pacific, provides a tool to help writers and journalists in such assignments. With updated definitions of key gender issues and alternatives to troublesome terms, the book attempts to give writers concrete ways of using gender-friendly and still media-friendly language.
If your editor says to you, there's a women's conference next month and I want you to go cover it, and maybe something looking at something like this might help you sort of give you a little crash course about what the issues are and what the minefields probably could be.
Gender advocates, academics, media professionals, and civil society came together during the book launch in the Philippines last August to discuss the coverage of gender issues and the role that language plays in reflecting stereotypes and prejudices about gender roles, and as well as in trying to change these.
Language shapes the way we think, and this is why we always explain that is why it is so important, because if a child grows up hearing policeman all the time, ang image niya lagi, ang lalaki lang pwede maging police.
However, not all journalists are well versed in reporting gender and in how to incorporate it as a news habit.
It's just a lack of awareness, basically. I only think about it when I have to write about it. It doesn't come naturally when I'm formulating my stories, unless it's really specific to a particular topic that's about gender.
I think it's just the responsibility of any journalist, since we always work with language. More than anybody else, we should be aware of the different nuances and meanings and the layers of meanings in words or terms that we use.
By replacing words with sexist biases in news language, for instance, journalists can produce better stories. Using commercial sex worker instead of hooker, or homemaker instead of housewife, helps remove biases in reporting. News stories also do not need to hide the sexes of interviewees. Chair is often used to refer to chairman or chairwoman, but using a piece of furniture to hide the sex of interviewees does not make for gender sensitivity. This only deprives readers of basic information about the source in a story. For instance, it is not easy to tell from many Asian names whether the speaker is a he or a she.
Let's be guided by rights, what women are entitled to, what women aspire for, and I want women to enjoy the same equal rights, the same rights as men do.
While most news-style books don't always include guidelines for gender-fair language, IPS believes that this should be done as part of better journalism.
In the same way we value language in other terms, we're supposed to be careful about terrorism, we're supposed to be careful about terms that convey prejudices, then we should also put equal priority on gender sensitivity as an editorial value along with the other usual stuff.
IPS hopes that the Gender Glossary will help writers take a second look at the language media use and see how gender-fair reportage is really just a way of telling more effective stories.